Hey Warbles, I wanted to add some things to your human killer gene. And I want to tell a couple stories, and one of them at least might be very unpleasant. So if hearing about combat upsets you, please stop watching right now. So I've talked to people about the human killer gene, and here's what I was told. Almost everybody has the ability to kill. A few people don't. One example of somebody who doesn't, there was a sniper that was in a observation point over a hidden an area where there was a bunch of soldiers hiding. It was actually a base that was supposed to be kept hidden, and a truck came along and pulled over, and so it was reported, and it was said, well, describe the situation. The truck actually wasn't on the road anymore. It pulled clean off the road, and the truck was aimed directly at this hidden area. It was really doubtful these people could see the soldiers. But they were aimed right at them, and then as they were describing what they were doing, one of them pointed with his finger at the soldiers who were hidden, and the other got out a cell phone. And the order came through that the sniper needed to kill those people before they made a phone call. So the sniper never shot at anybody, and it's believed that he couldn't. So what he did was he shot a hole in the center of the windshield, except that it killed both the people inside. And the soldier, the sniper, was useless after that. He couldn't function. So it was thought, without any kind of recrimination, everyone really actually thought it was okay that he learned this, that he didn't have the warrior gene. And there's a couple other variations of the warrior gene that was ascribed to me, but almost all of them were not the ability to kill. It seemed to me that most of the warriors said almost everybody can do it. Here's what they can't do. This is the people that have the warrior gene. There was a guy on a rooftop. It was a bunch of soldiers up there, and this guy's job was to occasionally look over this stone wall, and there's a chimney there as well. So he was hiding behind the chimney. He'd glance over the stone wall every once in a while and keep an eye on the roofs and the street below. So he pops his head up, for the millionth time he'd been doing it. He'd been bored with it. He popped his head up for just a moment, and right as he was pulling his head back, he saw someone straight across on the opposite roof, even with him, aiming a rifle at his face. The guy had been waiting for him to pop up again. And the guy fired at his face right as he whipped his face back, and the whole bottom part of the soldier's face suddenly caught fire. It felt like the bullet had hit the stone and metal and whatnot had shot up into his face. And even before this stuff had settled to the ground, he realized he needed to say something other than just, the information. He needed to give an emotional, mental statement. So he turned to everybody and laughed and said, "That motherfucker just tried to shoot me in the face." And then, commands were shouted, and everyone just, basically they shot the top of that roof flat. So there wasn't a single stone sitting on top of a stone on that entire roof. So they leveled it. That was, to me, what that was described as that person had the warrior gene, not because he could kill somebody, but because someone could try to shoot him in the face, and he would laugh and then cooperate with everybody else to try to make sure that didn't happen again. So yeah, I don't think the warrior gene is the ability to kill. I was told that like I said, most people can. What most people can't do is laugh and return fire. Oh, and the other thing that was mentioned, someone mentioned to that guy a week later about his laughing about it, and the guy thought for a second and said, "Oh yeah, man, I remember that." Either that was a stylized way to communicate, or what it really appeared to be is the people who were really, really good at getting shot at didn't really seem to remember it from one week to another. I mean, they remembered it, but it wasn't really in the forefront of their mind. They always paused for a second and said, "Oh yeah, I remember that roof." And yeah, the information was there, it just had already become part of the past. So I think those people are the people that have the warrior gene. Alright, Warbles. I'll see you in the forest.